That was never an option for me to abort. He didn't have a support system in place. He admitted to that. You know? You know what I want to point out? In my surrogacy contract, he has to appoint somebody as guardian of the babies or the children born out of this. If something happens to him, like say he gets ran over by a bus or something in contract, and I deliver babies, who are they going to go to? He has to appoint somebody, right?
Right.
It was his mother. His mom's in a hospital bed in the living room with an oxygen tank and diapers. You know, caregivers take care of her and the father during the day. He, the intended parent, takes care of him at night.
And the triplets now.
And yeah. And where's the support system? He didn't have one. And I told him that in an email. I go, you don't have the support system that you said that you had. You know, who's taking care of him? Or is one of them going to be given away? Because he said that he would. He said if I did not go forward with that abortion, he's adopting a baby out. His lawyer told me that. His lawyer told me that. I refused to abort, okay, at the beginning when they were asking me to, because he was financially drained and couldn't handle it. And then his lawyer called me up and said, here's the deal. He's going to keep 2, put 1 up for adoption. I said, fine, I'm taking the baby. I was never with the babies.
It was just wham,
Yeah.
gone.
Uh-huh.
Not
They wouldn't let her.
They
a
wouldn't let me.
minute, not a day.
Not a second.
Not a
Wouldn't let her see them. Wouldn't let them touch them. Nothing.
I delivered the children.
Mm-hmm.
The hospital asked my friend to leave before they pulled them out of my stomach. And I didn't know that at the time, because I asked, I go, where's Cindy? And the anesthesiologist said, oh, she stepped out. I don't know why she stepped out. I'm like, okay, but she never came back. And I'm like, that's odd. And they delivered the children, and one got whisked away. I could hear him crying, and the others were like over to the side. And, you know, the hospital staff was working on them, but I couldn't see them. And then they brought in some kind of gurney thing to separate me from the children. To look, I couldn't see them. Seriously. And then they put me in the recovery. You know, they fixed me all up, got me sewn back together, brought me into recovery, and I asked immediately about the kids. I go, can I see them? And the nurse, I could tell she felt for me, though, really.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you can't, you're not allowed to see them. And I was like, it was like incredulous. I'm like, what? I go, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
And then at this time, my children were in there with me, to my 2 daughters and my boyfriend were in the recovery room with me, you know, make sure to see how I'm doing. And I go, well, are they okay? I go, are they alive? You know, I just turned 30 weeks. You know, is all of them okay? She was like, I can't tell you anything. I've been instructed not to give you any information. We're not allowed to give you any information. I go, their weights? How much do they weigh?
Mike, why the heck came to the hospital?
Because the lawyer for CM told them and instructed them, we believe, to act in this manner.
His own father told the process server that he didn't want children to live there. They didn't want any kids there. Do not bring these babies into this house, right?
Correct.
I'm assuming.
We're not making this up.
I
It
swear.
sounds like we're making it
I saw
up.
the signed affidavit from the process server. So he's living in a place where the kids aren't even wanted. I mean, what the heck is wrong with this guy? You know?
What would be the
What
best
was he
thing?
thinking?
Right.
I'd have the kids here.
Right.
You know, I'll take care of them until the court can decide what's in the best interest for the children. The judge said it's none of my business what's in the children's best interest. It's none of my business. It's not my business.
And you almost.
I was just shocked. I'm like, okay, we're in children's court here. You decide the lives of children every day. That's your job, is to protect the children, place them in what's best for them. And, you know, here we're raising what's not in their best interest. We have valid reasons to believe it's not in the best interest for the children to be placed with him. No, she didn't care. She didn't want to hear it.
You know, number one is we hope these babies get a great home.
Yes.
That's number one. Number two is we want her to be a part of that. But the overriding factor here is the babies. We want these babies to be happy, healthy, and in a good home. And we have
That's
reason to
first and
believe.
foremost.
Yeah, we have reason to believe they're not right now. And she was forced to turn over these babies to someone who we believe does not have, who she legitimately believes does not have the best interest of the child at heart.
I know that.
It's sad.
He's looking
Very, very
out
sad.
for-